Indiana lawmakers are considering installing boxes at hospitals, fire, and police stations where mothers can anonymously drop off their unwanted newborns. Advocates say the boxes are meant to be a last resort option that will save babies' lives. But as Gretchen Frazee reports, the proposal has some unlikely opposition, with national child welfare organizations calling it too risky and expensive.
Once the door is opened, an immediate 911 call will go out that the door has been opened up on a safe haven box. Second trip will happen when the woman places her child on the inside of the box.
At the Woodburn Fire Station, where she works just outside of Fort Wayne, Monica Kelsey shows off a prototype, a skeleton, if you will, of what the baby boxes will look like.
It is going to be insulated. It's going to be lined with heating and cooling and climate controlled.
It's about the size of an incubator and will be installed in the walls of buildings, kind of like the boxes at the bank drive-thru that you put your money in to give the teller. Kelsey paid someone to design the box after she saw something similar during a trip to South Africa. The image stayed with her because of her own birth story.
I was adopted at birth, and my biological mother was a 17-year-old woman who was brutally attacked and raped and left along the side of the road. This was back in 1972 when abortion was illegal in our country. And at the advice of her mother, my biological grandmother paid to have me aborted at a back alley abortion clinic because of the shame that the family was going to feel. And my birth mother changed her mind at the last minute. Her mother hid her from the outside world the remainder of the pregnancy, and then she abandoned me 2 hours after I was born.
She was left with the nurses at a hospital in a small town in Ohio. Kelsey often imagines a scenario where her mother had aborted her or left her in an unsafe location for fear of being recognized. And she doesn't want that happening to anyone else.
We don't want these women to choose these boxes. We want them to choose to place their child in the arms of a firefighter or a police officer or a hospital. But we understand also that some girls will refuse to do this. We want this option available for these girls who choose not to do the face-to-face interaction.
Kelsey says the box is meant to be an extension of Indiana's existing safe haven law that allows women to give up their infants by physically handing over their child to someone at a hospital, police, or fire station without fear of criminal charges. So Kelsey lobbied her state representative Casey Cox to author a bill legalizing the boxes.
It's a voluntary idea, but what we would be doing is basically developing standards and protocols for such modern, safe devices that trigger 911 upon entry.
The boxes are receiving a lot of criticism, though, from national child welfare advocacy organizations who say they could encourage mothers to abandon their babies. Timothy Jacquard is the New York EMT who first advocated for the safe haven laws.
If the box is left partially open or even fully open, because we're dealing with women that are in very crisis situations and distraught, that the box could not close all the way, the temperature in those boxes would be dropped to whatever it is outside. So if you have 2 degrees or below zero, within 2 minutes, that child would freeze.
Jacquard also worries hospitals would be held liable if a baby dies in the box, either from an equipment malfunction or because the infant wasn't healthy to begin with. But Representative Cox says that won't be an issue as long as facilities are operating within compliance standards that the State Department of Health will be charged with drafting. All those specifics still have to be worked out. Jacquard says that will take time and money that would be better spent raising awareness of existing safe haven laws. All 50 states have some kind of safe haven law, but most states, including Indiana, spend little or no money to promote it.
Are they going to use these boxes? No, I really don't think they're going to be used, and then they're going to be forgotten.
Kelsey knows it will cost money to install the boxes at fire stations like this one, although she hasn't been able to nail down a figure on exactly how much. Nonprofit groups have agreed to help carry the financial burden, but Kelsey says she's not worried about the cost because you can't put a price tag on a child's life.
Every life has value. Every life has purpose.
A handful of hospitals in other states, including Arizona, use similar devices called baby drawers. Health officials there say they haven't had any problems with them, but they're used infrequently. Indiana lawmakers will decide whether to approve the baby boxes here in the next few weeks.